Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am Jessica Klein. First, on the local scene. Today, November 17th, 2022, marks the official opening of two new markets for street vendors in Kingstown as part of the Vendors Relocation Project. This project is geared towards reducing street or informal vending in the capital of Kingstown. Approximately 380 vendors from the streets of Kingstown have been removed. Last Thursday, the warden of the Kingstown Town Board advised vendors to disregard those who are urging them to remain on the streets while also advocating for a city cleanup. Bergen stated that they are engaging in political games and urged the vendors not to fall into this trap. The last day to sell vegetables on the street, according to Bergen, is November 29th. At the opening ceremony, Bergen informed attendees that beginning in January, all vendors would pay a standard fee. A delegation from the Kingdom of Morocco, headed by the Director of International Development, is currently here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, meeting with the Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and cabinet members. Among the areas of further cooperation being discussed are educational opportunities, agricultural and technical assistance to build. According to Dr. Gonsalves, they are developing a roadmap for relations over the next 3 to 5 years. Speaking on NBC's face-to-face program earlier today, the Prime Minister said the government of Morocco will ship 500 tons or 10,000 sacks of fertilizer to this country in 2023. In the area of education, Dr. Gonsalves said instead of the usual partial scholarships being currently provided, the government is negotiating fully funded scholarships, and up to 20 fully funded scholarships are expected for 2023. Still on the local scene, the Ministry of Agriculture has initiated a nationwide mechanism. Let me take that again. The Ministry of Agriculture has initiated a nationwide mechanization program through which farm workers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are being taught to use hand tillers. The program aims to combine the next generation of farmers with modern technology in order to increase the sector's output. Under the Go Find a Farmer program, 40 hand tractors were distributed to farm laborers. In this program, farm workers are required to offer hand tractor services throughout their communities. As a response to the impact of heavy ash cover during the volcanic eruptions of 2021, the government has a payment system for farm tractor services. This program will expire at the end of this year. The farm workers are compensated for their services by the Ministry of Agriculture's Tractor Service Program. The Minister of Agriculture, Saboto Caesar, thanked OSV, the trading provider, for their contribution to the program. In the region, the director of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, Carissa Etienne, has called on countries to implement effective tools proven to keep communities safe, such as vaccines, surveillance, mask wearing, and social distancing, especially with the upcoming festive season. She noted that COVID-19 infections, seasonal influenza, the respiratory syncytial virus RSV cases are on the rise. Cases of COVID-19 have increased by 17% in the region over the past week, and deaths increased in South America and Central America. Cases of influenza in North America are rising, and an out-of-season increased cases in the southern cone is also being seen, particularly in Argentina and Uruguay, which is putting unexpected stress on health systems. RSV infections have also increased significantly, burdening health systems in Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Uruguay, and the United States, said to have particular impact on children and infants under the age of 1. Etienne highlighted that the strategies used to limit the spread of COVID-19, including mask wearing and social distancing, also apply to other respiratory diseases, including RSV, for which there's currently no vaccine. More in the region, the world is on its way to a raging food catastrophe, according to Secretary General Antonio Guterres. The UN chief told the G20 summit in Indonesia on Tuesday that this year's crisis of affordability threatens to become a dire global food shortage in 2023. Speaking at the special session on the food and energy crisis, Mr. Guterres credited the European Union, the United States, United Kingdom, and others for cooperating successfully with the UN to remove many of the obstacles preventing the free flow of Russian food and fertilizers to global markets. He informed the participants that the first shipment of Russian fertilizers, donated by Uralchem and managed by the World Food Programme WFP, will be loaded in the Netherlands on Tuesday. Food and fertilizers are not subject to sanctions, but suffer indirect impacts, explained the UN chief. We are working nonstop to resolve all remaining issues, chiefly around payments, and to renew the Black Sea Grain Initiative. On the international scene, a Dutch court has found 3 men guilty of murder for shooting down a passenger jet over eastern Ukraine in 2014, killing 298 people. The court found that a Russian made missile, supplied from Russia and fired by an armed group under Russian control, brought down flight MH17. The men, 2 Russians and 1 Ukrainian, were found guilty and sentenced to life in jail. The missile attack was one of the most notorious war crimes in Ukraine before allegations of atrocities there became an almost daily reality. Many of the victims' relatives believe if the world had reacted differently and had taken a tougher stance against Russia 8 years ago, the invasion of Ukraine and the geopolitical instability that has followed could have been avoided. This has been WFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. for WFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.
Thinking of winning the lottery?